Hey, you want to know what? I apologize for my last video on Don Bongino, which I deleted. It was supposed to be like a joke title and a stretch for an extra topic for the day, and I stand by my prediction that Dan has put into motion quitting at the FBI, but it didn't turn out the right way, and it was just bad, and so I deleted it, and I apologize for that. It was too clickbaity, and it wasn't my intention, but it doesn't really matter. I will pay my penance by bringing you good news. Donald Trump has gotten his revenge. Pam Bondi doing everything but releasing the files. But let's talk about something else. She has just fired James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, Jeffrey's prosecutor, as well as the failed prosecutor, on the Diddy case. And the internet is celebrating. I will actually get to use a little alert emoji this time, unironically. So I apologize. Hopefully you'll leave a like on this video because it's just good news. Maureen Comey, obviously one of the most corrupt losers imaginable. From she's James Comey's daughter. I mean, you don't get much more slimy than that. I mean, just quite frankly. So the internet is abuzz. Laura Loomer 1 hour ago says, today the Department of Justice fired Maureen Comey from the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. She is a daughter of former disgraced FBI Director James Comey. This comes 2 months after my pressure campaign on Pam Bondi to fire Comey's daughter and Comey's son-in-law from the DOJ. Now, I don't know. Laura Loomer loves to take her credit, but a lot of times she's right. She's abrasive. She's brash. But most of the time, she's right. I don't know if I would go so far as doing a victory lap and saying it's because she did it, but who knows? Maureen Comey's husband is Lucas Issacharoff. As I previously reported, he works at the current Trump Department of Justice, despite a long history of being a Trump hater. He is the assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, working in the civil division since 2019. No word yet on whether or not he was also fired today, but he should be. +1 for Blondie today. And she talks about, obviously the question becomes, will she be investigated? This is the original post that Laura put out kind of exposing this back in May. Pam Bondi is allowing James Comey's daughter and son-in-law to work at the Trump DOJ. Did you know that Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, serves as the assistant U.S. attorney in Southern District of New York, where she heads the organized crime unit? She has been with the SDNY since 2015 and has prosecuted high-profile cases, including Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and current Sean Diddy Combs. Her husband is Lucas. Isaac. I have to say it twice. Why can't I say this? Whatever. Lucas. He also works there despite Trump DOJ, despite being a longtime Trump hater. He's the assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, working in the civil division since 2019. Prior to working at the DOJ, Lucas worked as an associate at the rabidly anti-Trump law firm of Sussman Godfrey. On April 9th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order sanctioning Sussman Godfrey law firm for their role of the weaponization of lawfare against President Trump and discrimination. According to executive order, Sussman spearheads efforts to weaponize the American legal system and degrade the quality of American elections. Sussman also funds groups that engage in dangerous efforts to undermine the effectiveness of the U.S. military through their injection of political and radical ideology, and supports efforts to discriminate on the basis of race. Sussman itself engages in unlawful discrimination, including discrimination on the basis of race. For example, Sussman administers a program where it offers financial awards and employment opportunities only to students of color. My administration is committing to ending such unlawful discrimination perpetrated in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, and ensuring that federal benefits support the laws and policies of the United States. This is Trump's revenge. This is Trump's revenge. Here's the article from the New York Post. Again, sorry about that Bongino video earlier. And really the titling of it was bad and just bad. Sorry. Maureen Comey, daughter of ex-FBI Director James Comey, fired from top U.S. Attorney's Office after working both the Diddy and Epstein case. Maureen Comey, the daughter of FBI Director James Comey, was fired today from powerful Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office, where she prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell and Sean Diddy Combs, sources told the Post. The reason for Comey's firing, which law enforcement and Department of Justice have confirmed, was not immediately clear. President Trump has a long history of conflicts with the elder Comey and fired him as FBI director during 2017 in his first term. Maureen Comey worked the prosecution of disgraced financier Epstein. Maxwell, who was found guilty of multiple crimes and sentenced to 20 years in prison. A spokesperson for the Southern District of New York declined to comment Wednesday. News of Comey's firing was first reported by Politico. The Trump administration is investigating James Comey for potential criminal conduct during the FBI's Trump-Russia collusion probe in 2016. The Secret Service also interviewed ex-bureau director in May for his stupid 8647 Instagram post that led to accusations from Trump that Comey was calling for an attempt on his life. I mean, this is very wild. This is a good thing. This is Trump, getting his revenge. And Maureen Comey is corrupt. Her father is corrupt, in my opinion. You see, look at Breaking Pam Bondi has fired Maureen Comey, daughter of James Comey, from her job. Let's look at some of their replies. I'm sure most of them are like, well, but is he going to release the files? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Will she be investigated or just left off the hook with the firing, which seems to happen all the time? So the daughter of former FBI director who prosecuted Epstein just got fired. Not reassigned, not promoted, fired. This is not a career move. That's a cleanup. Think about it. When someone with that kind of legacy pedigree gets thrown out the door, something behind the scenes just snapped. She touched too many names, followed too many threads, got too close to the firewall. And now Pam Bondi steps in like a surgeon, precise, quiet, and final. This is not about justice reform. This is about sealing a leak before the whole ship goes under. So the question is, why was she fired? What was she just supposed? What was she going to expose? I don't think Maureen Comey was about to expose anything. I think Pam Bondi needs some wins with a lot of the negative PR around her. That's why I like her move about, pardoning or dropping the charges against that doctor who gave out fake jab cards so people wouldn't lose their jobs. She's doing everything she can to, hopefully correctly, get everyone to get off the files. I'm not going to get off the files, but I'm not going to ignore when she does a good thing. She oversaw the Epstein case, Hannah Ghislaine, tied to Diddy probe, and it just so happens to be James Comey's daughter. Huge things are happening. All the people that turned down Trump will have egg on their face. Maybe. I hope I do. I really, really hope that he releases all the files and I put out the video and say, I was 100% wrong, because I will. I'll do that. I'm that guy. I'm not going to be like some people and just double and triple down like I never thought. Again, I've maintained hope the entire time that he would do the right thing, but it's difficult to say. It'll be very, very interesting. What if she had trashed all the documents? What if she's the one what if she was, as Trump said, there was a hoax and all this stuff. What if she put a bunch of fake files in there? I don't have any evidence of that, but just what if? What if she's the source of all this craziness in the files that made Trump call it a hoax? That could be. Now that Comey did her job protecting the elites, she'll be used as a scapegoat by Pam Bondi. Firing Comey is great, but Bondi needs to be the next one shown the door. I mean, unless she actually releases a large amount of the files unredacted, she still probably has to go. But it's very, very interesting. Perhaps Trump's, revenge has started to begin. We'll see if we release the files. I think Trump needs to just release the files by the end of the week so we can stop talking about it. I already know you all are sick of hearing about it. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Again, sorry for the Bongino video. You may or may not have seen it. It was kind of a play on, old clickbait Benny, and it was a bad joke. So I deleted it and replaced it with good news. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.